Okay, that's interesting. Because do you think you can overcome a bad story with good art?
No,
Okay.
not in the long run. No, not at all. Because people would look at it will grab people straight away and be like, oh, this is amazing. They'll straight away they'll be like, this is amazing, and you'll start reading it, and then you'd be like, oh, that was great, and you'd put it down, and then someone would be like, would you buy issue 2? And I reckon they'd be like, nah, that was right, Like I would look at the art, that'd be great, but they'd be like, nah, it's cool, But if the artwork is not that great, but the story grabs you, it's hard to catch you with bad art, I must admit, because we are creatures that are grabbed by visual attention first,
Is that saying like never judge a book by its cover, which is true unless you're talking about books, and then that's the
yeah, exactly. I mean, we say that, but we do it all the time, Like it's just in our nature. But yeah, so if you pick up a comic and you start reading it and straight away it grabs you with the story, you're hooked, no matter how good or bad the art is. I think One Piece had that problem, especially in the West. Because it's so cartoony as compared to the other two at the time of the big three. People like One Piece was the lowest. It was always between Naruto and Bleach. They were like, oh, these two are sick, this is amazing, and One Piece used to sit at the bottom. But look at the track record now. Which one is still going? And that's because the story of One Piece is really good storytelling. And once you get into it, it overcomes the art. Once you're in, you're like, do you know what? The art actually adds to it. The cartoony, like the style of it, almost like the cartoony element, or it fits with the story exactly, and it also becomes the identity of the story. Like when you see the style, no matter how good or bad it is, you're like, I know where that's from, and it just gives you that joy of knowing, that I recognize that's from this.
No,
so
that makes sense. And I mean, for you, because you can do both, is there one that you're better at, or one that you have to, like, sometimes some things come easier to people, so is there one that comes easier to you?
Yeah, I'm a better artist. I was an artist to begin with, and I just thought, I can do comics, and I thought comics was just all about the art. But once I started working with Manny, Emmanuel, he really started teaching me the craft, because he's a writer. So when we collaborated, we shared skills. So he taught me writing stuff, he told me stuff to look at, stuff to read, and I sort of illustrated some of his stories. And we still continue that dynamic today. But since I've been studying it, now I'm like, there's so much to learn, there's so much that can be done with it. And so writing is, I feel like I'm weak in writing. So I work on it a lot more than my art now. There's sort of like, not that I'm complacent with my art, but I know enough to do the craft that I'm like, let me get the story done. Like, for example, if I was doing manga JIMAN and I've got 4 months to do something, I would spend 3 months doing the story. I like that's there's no rush for that. I'm gonna really, really get into this. And then the last month, I'll just bang out the artwork. I'll be like, yes, fine, I can do this. The story's there. As long as I got the story down, the art is fine. So that's me.
We can talk about manga JIMAN, because so one, you're a previous winner, so we'll get to that. But just as you mentioned Manny, because I remember actually having a conversation with Manny. I think it was at manga JIMAN. It might have been the one that you won. I might have been there. I'm just like putting pieces together.
Okay. Yeah. But that was 2017 then.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, let's say, who knows, time. Having a conversation with Manny, and because it's actually stuck in my head, because we were talking about flashbacks and the value of flashbacks in a story and how to do them right. And for whatever reason, that's just stuck in my head for all those years, because I think at the time I was working on a story, Hot Lunch, which is one of the stories in our universe, and there were some like key flashbacks. I think at the time it hadn't been finished, or at least like the first few pages, like 24 pages. But I was working on the full first volume, which is like 120 pages, somewhere around there. And there were some key flashbacks related to the character. I remember having a conversation, because Manny, he brought up some good points, but he made me like rethink what I was doing, and like, is this the right thing? And I think since that day, I've always like questioned the use of flashbacks in my work and other people's work. I think the point he's making, because they can ruin the flow of the story. So it's like, why are they there? Are they necessary? And that just stuck in my head.
Yeah. Do you know what? For me, I've never been a fan of flashbacks. You know,
Really?
like, no, I haven't. Yeah, just for that. I think it's the whole thing of like, if a story is progressing and I'm like, cool, this is building up to something, and then it gets to a point when it goes, now we need to go back and know why we are here. I'm like,
Yeah.
I know we're here now. Like, I don't want to go back because I know where it's going to get to. So kind of for me, it's almost like I already know where it's going to get to. So I'm like, oh, do I really need to go through this to get there?
All right, but then obviously I've got to defend them because I'm using them in this.
Yeah.
So there's like on an emotional level, it kind of adds emphasis to that moment. So if there's like meaning, so the way I've used it, like the character, I've used it to show like the relationship with their father and how what the actions they're taking today have been influenced by the past. So the way I see it is like because it does, like, there's no way around it. It does in a way interrupt the flow. So you're going forward in the story and you have to go back. But I guess the way is almost like a cat. Is it catapult? What's the thing you pull back? Like you pull back a catapult.
Yeah, or like a slingshot.
Slingshot. Yeah, I would say that way. If you're gonna go back, once you leave the flashback, it's got to be like, all right, now I've got this new information.
Yeah.
This moment that I'm in, it means something more. So now we're gonna go forward with this new information, and it just takes a whole new meaning. Yeah,
it does. Yeah, no, I agree with you because we have it has to be used, especially if it's used right. Definitely, for sure. Because I use them on my own work as well. Yeah.
Hi there, I'm Nigel from mayamada. Thanks for watching our video. Don't forget to subscribe and check out the other great videos we have on the channel. You can also check out our universe of manga and characters at mayamada.com. We'll see you soon.